Hello and welcome to Studio Pros. Today we're going to talk about showing versus telling. In songwriting and in storytelling in general, we don't want to just spoon feed information to our viewer or listener. When possible, you want to make your listener a part of the story and give them an active role in the song. There's a magic feeling you get when you're discovering what the song is about, and you miss out on that when you're just explaining and telling people what's happening. A common concept in writing is showing instead of telling. So whereas telling would be he was mad, showing would be he crinkled his eyebrows and there was steam coming out of his ears. They both come to the same conclusion, but one of them has a lot more tactile description to it. It makes the story more exciting to listen to. So let's take a crazy example like a giant man who is very lonely. So here would be an example of some lyrics that are just telling. I could just say, there's a man so very tall. People look at him but don't see him at all. Despite his height, he feels so alone. Nobody's ever calling him on the phone. He's a lonely giant man doing the best he can. It's kind of cute, it's kind of funny, but I think it's missing opportunity to be a lot more engaging. And we can do that by showing more instead of telling so much. So here's a rewritten version of the song with more showing lyrics. On hanging lights, he bumps his head. From up so high, there isn't much said. Apologies he sings, but no one is around. Nobody likes it when he's speaking looking down. He's a giant mess. 20 feet and change of giant loneliness. So even though the overall meaning has been retained, the way that we conveyed it to the listener made it sound like much more of a journey. I think a good comparison would be hiking for a few hours to get to a beautiful vista versus just driving up into a parking lot and walking a few steps to see the same vista. There's something that feels personal and human to putting the work in and figuring it out yourself. So when is a good time to use showing and when is a good time to use telling? A big mistake people make is they'll start their first verse and start just telling things. Let's say your song starts with early morning. Instead of saying early morning, you can say sun finally peeking through the shades. So first verse, try to show as much as possible compared to a chorus. In a chorus, you don't have to do as much showing. That's where you can get away with doing a lot of telling. You tell the listener what's happening, and in the verses, you can take them on your lyrical journey. And it may seem like a simple observation, but even at Studio Pros, where we have award-winning songwriters, they still use tools like this all the time when they're writing. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe. If you have a minute, please go to studiopros.com and check out all the great services we have. This has been Pro Tips with Studio Pros, and we'll catch you next week.